Hello and welcome to this week's tutorial. In this week's tutorial, we continue our tutorial from 2 weeks ago where we started designing and coding a real estate landing page. In the first tutorial, we designed this real estate landing page. In the second tutorial, we lay out the HTML right here. And this week's tutorial, we add our CSS, as you can see right here. And then the next week tutorial, we add our JavaScript to make everything interactive. So without further ado, let's get started. Hello and welcome back. My name is Marius. On this channel, I create web design and development tutorial. So if that's not that interests you, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you won't miss my tutorial. As I say, in this week we'll be adding the CSS to the HTML right here and make it responsive. And on next week tutorial, we start adding the JavaScript. And if you want to code along, there's a link in the description where you can download the starter folder and we include the HTML and the starter for the CSS right here. This is what we have at the colors right here, and a little bit of styling, the root, the media queries, 3 media queries. These are mobile first, so we start styling from the mobile to the desktop. So first, as you can see, the design right here, we have columns. So let me bring the columns on the design. So we had this column 12 grade column. At this section we had 6, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 4 columns. We have like half, 6 columns, also half and half. We have 3 columns, and we have also 6 columns. So we will take care of all those columns first, and then we start moving down the road. So first thing first, so as you can see, normally the typography, the layout, and the navbar, we go through that. So first, let's start with the typography. We start with the heading. We got to go 1 through 4 heading. So heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and heading 4. For all of this, we just change the font width to 700. Save it, and from there, add the font size for each one of them. As you can see right here, we have the font size for them. So heading 1, there's a space here. Font size to be heading 1. As you can see, it changes right here. We do the same thing for all the way to 4. So I'm just going to duplicate this. 1, 2, 3. And I will select this one, Control D to select multiple, put 2. I do the same for the 3 and the 4. And save it. So nothing changes here, but this one changed a bit. So with that out of the way, we move to the layout. Inside the layout, we have some classes. Take a look inside it. And HTML, for example, we have this flex wrapper class for the container. We have our row and columns right here. So we're gonna work on that. So first, we set up flex wrapper. And we say display, as you can tell, flex, set the width to 100%. Justify content is space between an align item to be center. Save it. You can see this already start taking shape. Now we move to our container. Says width to be 90%. I'm giving a max width. It's on larger devices. It doesn't stretch all the way to be 1140 pixels. So 11 for RAM. So save it. And you can see it adds some space, but we want to center it. So margin 0, top and bottom, auto left and right. Like I said, our content center. Add some border so you can see it. Border 1 pixel, solid red. So this is our content. Now let's work on the row. The row, set display to be flex, then flex wrap to be wrap. So if there's not enough space, then the item will go to the next line. Save it. Nothing really happens. I want to set the margin left to be negative 1.5 RAM, and the margin right also negative 1.5. The reason why we're doing that is add some gutter to the columns of 1.5 left and right for the padding, and we're using the negative so the row can pull it toward the container. So let's add the color to it. Is border 1 pixel solid green. As you can see, this is the row right here. Let me add a 1 pixel solid red for the container. Border. I see the row extend outside of the container. Now let's move to the columns inside of the row. So I say row, say class, asterisk, call. That means you can select any element with this class, within element with this class, COL and a dash. So select any column, and mobile device I will set its width to be 100%. As a padding left to be 1.5 RAM. Make sure it match this. So if you put 2.5, this should be 2.5 also. So to create this for the right, and add border so you can see 2 pixel solid orange, orange red. Save it. Now you can see our content stay right by the container. If we expand this, it remains the same, as you can see right here. And I want to remove border from the last column because we want to give them each some space between right here. So I would say row, the same thing right here. Class of type, margin bottom to be 0. Now that's the mobile. Now like extend it on mobile devices, everything just be in one column. So let's move to the next, this media query inside our layout right here. We start with our row column.3. Column.3, column 4, and then 6. So for the 3 column, the 4 column, 6 column, and this main width of 553, I want it to be 2, half. So for example, this 4 column, and that main width, I just want to show 2 column. This also 2 column because that's a 3 column, and of course 6 column, so half. So here I set the flex to be 0, shrink growth for the basis of calc, then 100% divided by 12 divided by 6. Save it. As you can see, this for the says also now half. Now it says max width, also do this right here, dot calc. Save it. I take a look, this is also 3 columns, so it follows this one, but the last one I want to be 100%. So I will select the row call -4 to the last one, last of type. Now we grab this, and this one just want to be instead of 6, just want to be 12. So I want, because I want to take 12 columns. As you can see, when we start, you see everything we fit, and I want to remain like this on our screen until the largest screen. So I will go down, skip this media query 901 to this one, and for the layout, we just want to change the row called that 3 and the last one. See, it's this one, get flex. Now this one, the 3 columns. And margin bottom 0. Save it. Nothing happens here. I'll copy and duplicate this one. This will be 4. Or we say 3, maybe 4. Now let's take a look. So we have mobile 1, 2, and larger USA side are 3 columns. As you can see, they're taking shape already. Now cost this 6 is 4. As you can see right here. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so that is that. Now let's move to the mobile again. So we scrolling all the way back up right here. So the navigation. I'll turn my header class says width be 100%. I give it a background, temporary background for now, so we can see what we're styling. select to be the text color. So this is our navigation and the logo right there. After this, that is padding be 1.2 where I'm talking about on 0 left and right. Position be fixed. Tab 0 left 0 z index 25 and transition or 0.35 second ease and out. Save it. You can see right here. Next we're going to target this menu so we can place it right here. So we get header and a header nav item that wraps around these items. And position fix also. Tab 0 left 0 width 85%. Background color to be the global background color. Height 100 people height and z index so 25. Back shadow 0 0 55 gram RGBA B 0 0 0 and 0.14. Save it. Here we have it right here. Now I'm gonna select each individual link and style them. So go down here. We have header nav item inside of the header link. Each one of these link out of class header link that are padding to be 1.2 gram all around. Set the display to be black. Set the width to be 100%. Set the color text color. I set border left to be 0.3 gram. Solid transparent corner. That's the transition. All 0.3 35 seconds and ease and out. Save it. You get this. Now we're gonna add a hover effect to it. So just copy this. And hover. Color to be BTN BG and border left color to be the same. So you can see. Now once it's active, for the home page, when it has the active class, you want to change that. So I copy this, paste, and give it class active, and this will be button hover view. Save it. You can see the active class right here. The home page has that. Now I want to we finish restyling this spot. I want to move it out of the way for now. So go back to this file right here at the elements and down here. The transform translates x to be negative 100%. Visibility, hidden transition, or 0.35 second is and disappear. Now when it had the active class, we want to show it. We use JavaScript to add and remove the active class. So transform translate x 0 and visibility visible. Now do the logo, the button, and this icon. So the logo. So the header, choose the header logo. That's the div that wrap around the logo. Says width be 8 RAM and the flex shrink to be 0. Make sure it doesn't go below 8 RAM, which is 80 pixels in this case. Save it. See the shrink to be 8 RAM. Now let's start the icon and then the button. Header mobile. Inside of the header menu. Nice. Sorry. Mobile menu icon. Width to be 3.5 RAM and height also. So just duplicate the width and heights. So 3.5 RAM. Save it. As you can see right here. Now through the icon inside of it and style it. So just want to grab this spot right here. To the eye. Set the font size with 2.2 RAM and color with the global. So we got it right here. Now let's move to start our buttons and this button. This is a button element and this anchor element. So we go to the button right here and choose button. So the padding be 1.2 RAM and top and bottom and 2 RAM left and right. Background color itself to be the global. The white space, no wrap. So if there's a more word, it doesn't go to the next line. Save it. Now we get this. So the cursor pointer. Save it. Because on the can see about one of the button here. You can see use the button element. Now you can see how the cursor. So continue as a text align to be center. display, inline, flex, justify content, center, align, item, center, take transition, or okay, after this add the hover effect, so button hover, background color with the button hover BQ. Save it. As you can see. Now some of the buttons have class of button block. For example, this one, so you can stretch all the way 100%. So we're gonna start that. So button, if we taking a look inside the HTML, you can see it. And close this one. You can see right here, button and button block. All you have to do is just display flex and width to be 100%. Save it. As you can see right here, taking shape already. Now let's style any button with the button elements. So go down, set the button element, now the button class. Set the background color to be transparent and border with 0. Now you see. Set cursor pointer, even though we won't be this mobile. So that's our navigation right there. Now this navigation won't change. This navigation won't change until somewhere right here. So around the 901 pixel comment width. So I bring this right here and the bottom. So we leave this one alone and right here. So we say nav bar. We select our header. Remove the padding to be 0. As you can see. Now we select our header item. So I'll just go back up here. And this, I'm gonna copy it. Come down here. Set. And this won't be fixed in the initial. We can remove all of this. And the width will be 100%. And the background will be transparent. And the heights auto. We will remove the Z index. And back shadow will be none since we don't need it. And transform, translate, it's gonna be 0. Visibility, invisible. Remove this, we save it. We get it right here. But you can see it because of the color that to be the text color, which is this background color. So let's change that real quickly so we can see it. So I say header item to the header link. Color with a global. Save it. Now you can see. Now let's put them next to each other. I can say display, flex, and justify contents to be center, align, add on, center, same margin, 0 top and bottom, 1.2, movement left and right. Save it. You get this nice tool huge. I push everything away. Now coming back to the length, set padding to be 1 pixel RAM. Set a display remain the same. Remove the border, be 0. Font size to be 1.2 RAM. So a little bit smaller. I change the header logo. With 7.5 point. And I'm gonna hide the mobile menu. Hide the mobile. Okay. Display. No. Save it. And this one is wrapped around the div called header CTA. So we're gonna grab that and style this one a little bit. So I will say header CTA, choose the button, and say height. Be 6 RAM. Then I'm going to start with the button general. Font size on 1.4 RAM. Let it everything fits. Okay, maybe not quite yet. Okay, so we go from mobile, larger devices, as you can see right here. We want to increase this button on larger devices. So I'll just copy this one. Go down here to that bar. I'll update the padding left and right. Padding left to be 4 RAM and our right also. 4 RAM. So if we increase this, as you can see, now go back to our mobile. So that's the navigation. Now next, the hero. Scroll all the way up. Come right here. Hero session. The background image. Now we're going to start working on the hero section right here. This section. It's linear. Moving. It's going to be hero. Overlay. Color. Maybe the same for this also. The URL for the image. We bring to the image folder to the hero.jpg. Save it. as you can see right here. Save background, size, cover, background, position, center, center. And background, repeats, no repeats. Save it. See. Set to display. Flex, underline everything in the middle. Say align item. Center. Padding. 15 round. Top 0. Left and right and 8 at the bottom. See. It's gonna be a mobile. Now let's work on the heading one right here. So that is roughly around the hero contents. Heading 1. Just with text align. Center. And color. Global. Now let's work out tab agents right here. Let me remove this border. So I'll go down and say hero, tab agent, margin, that tab to be 5 rand. Tab agents. The tab agent is the div that wrap around all of this, and each individual agent have another div called agents. I said different with display, flex, online item, we center, and you put a gap of 1.2 rand. Save it, you get this right here. And since this inside the column, as you can remember, now we have side by side 2. Now we start styling each one of these. This left side, this image you wrap it around div called agent picture, and this wrap around detail, div called details. So we're gonna start with the image. So we're gonna here put agents and agents picture. Size width and height to be 8 rand. Overflow to be hidden. And border radius 50%. 50%. Save it. See, the image is shrunk. And then we're going to target the individual image. So agent, picture, to the image elements. That's width and height to 100%. Oh, I'm going to add some space between each one of them. So go back up to the call, each one the column, and say margin bottom to be 1.2, 1.5 rand. Now it has some space. So moving on. Now let's draw details. Agent details. You want to change that color with our global. Now we're going to start our name right here. Let's say agent to the details. And this name have a classical name. The font width to be 700. Now we're going to the paragraph. This one style. So I'll just copy this. Instead of name, it's going to be the paragraph tag. Set of font size 1.4. So there it is. Now style here, I can see everything looks so huge, and this is 6. Want to be 100% right here for this one, and want to reduce the font size for both for this, the name, and the paragraph. So I'm just gonna copy from here to here, and this come down here. Yep. So copy this one from agent and agent picture to the paragraph, and come to this media query, which is right here. Find our hero, paste it right here, and for this one, change it to 8 to 6, and then these can remove them. Don't need this one. Save it. Now, a little bit smaller. This one is fine, but this fine. And our name, just want to change the font size to 1.6. Font size 1.6, and this one 1.2. Now look nicer. Oh, and before we move, I'll make this one 100%. So I go up here, say hero. This is the column that says inside of the row. So we select our row and the column. We can just grab this right here and paste it. And now we get this. So move from here to here. As you can see, now we have to change it out to be 4 column and move this one to be just 6. Actually, this when we get here, want to make this 100% at viewport height. So go to the next media query right here, and where it says hero, say hero height 100 viewport height. Save it. Then we get this. Now when we start getting too large, like right here, now it may be a good time, got enough space. I can see now we got the 4 column. So I will shrink this one a little bit right here. So we go to this side right here. So before we go, I'm going to grab this right here. Copy it. These are the 553 media query. Grab this. We're going to the 1401 and hero. Accept. And for this 6, we're going back to 6 again. Save it. And save. Now I want to remove from the and testing line center to testing line left. So I say hero contents H1 text align left. And for the this one, you don't need to do anything for this. It's fine. And for the name, 2.2, and this one just 1. For paragraph, just 1. Save it. You get this. As you can see. And with that, I'll remove the background color right here and only show it when we scroll with JavaScript. So we're going all the way back up again. Find your header, this one right here. I'll remove the copy this background right here. Correct. Space, save it. Now we get this. Now once our header class receive the active class, now we want to add this background color. That's why we add the transition right here. Save it. And nothing will happen for now. So we finished the hero section. Now we move to the search right here. So inside your CSS right here, find your search section right here, and let's begin the styling. So first, it's our search. We have this flex wrapper, that wrapper around all of this. On mobile devices, we want to do one column. So we need to change the flex direction. So come in here and say search into this flex wrapper, and say flex direction with column. Save it. Now you can see. And each this I'll wrap, but all of this I'll wrap around our form group. So we're going to start next. So search, can search, and then form group. A flex one and a width 100% and position to be relative. I can't really see anything. Now let's start the inputs. So form group and a form inputs. Set padding to be 2 rem, top and bottom, 4 rem, left and right. Say this one display be block, so 100% of the experience width is width, doing 100%. By default display inline and border, we want the border be 0, background color transparent, and font size 1.4 rem. Save it. This is what we get. I can't really see anything. Now start our placeholder. You start placeholder right here. So let's choose form inputs, double colon placeholder. Just want the color to be text. Put the color. Save it. And that much change. And this also is a color text color. Now inside that design, you see this one is a drop down, how to drop down, and this one can write the name, but it's a drop down. So we want to make sure when we have the drop down is clickable and show the cursor icon that's clickable, the hand icon. So it's a form input, and this one you can see can type where had the attribute read only. So we're gonna grab that by colon read only. It's a cursor You can see, or this one, typable. Now let's start the icon right here. Let's say form group in I position absolute. That's why we said the position right there, right here. The color, really button, BG. Set the font size, the two RAM, top, maybe 50% left, be 1.2 RAM, and then transform, translate Y negative 50%. So it's centered in the middle of the inputs. Save it. Let me just add some border to this so you can see what we want. Border 1 pixel solid red. So we want it to be right in the middle. Right now it's not in the middle because the form group wrap around this drop down also. So it's from here to here, but it's right there in the middle. Now both of the icon are seen on top of each other because there's one icon before the input and another icon after the input. The drop down arrow is after the input, so we need to start that push down one to the right. So like that. So I'm gonna copy this one, come down here, paste it, and this will be after the form group. We grab the form inputs and tilde this squiggly. That's say on one when that's adjacent right next to, as you can see right here, right next to this element. So you grab this I. For this one, I say left to be auto. We want to push it to our right, and then right we want to win. Save it. As you can see right here, right here, right here. Now want to add a border. You can see the finished product. We had this border at the bottom of them. And this media query, we had the border on the just on the right, and nothing here. And larger, so we had them each at the border. So gonna remove right here. I'm gonna say border bottom dash bottom to be 0.1 RAM solid. The text color measures level. Save it. It's right here. I can see. Now we don't want border for this last one, so actually this one, as you can see, the pricing doesn't need the border right here, so we need to remove this pricing border. So to do that, right here, just choose the form group, form inputs. We choose the fourth element of child 1, 2, 3, 4. So n child 4, and then the inputs right here, and then say border with 0. Save it. Now the border is removed. Now we start working on the drop down right here, this drop down. So I'll go down here, say form group, form drop down. If you take a look inside the HTML on this one, we have form drop down. Search width, we want 100%. Position, absolutes, and this 100% and $100%. This is the index, B12. Top 120%. Left 0. Background color, no global, and back shadow 0, 0, 0.55 gram. Then auto GBA, we choose this one again, the 0.14. Says transition or 0.35 seconds, ease and out. Save it. Now you can see. Now you see the icon out right there in the middle. So we want to hide them out. If I say opacity is 0, visibility be hidden, and then once I get the active class, I'll show. So I'm gonna copy this one, come down here, say active opacity 1, visibility be visible. Save it. Now all of them are hidden, so we need to add active class to this. So active, so this one shows right here. So we need to style this element. So we had the form drop down and align inside of it, give it padding 1 gram. So add a transition, the background color 0.35 seconds, ease and out. So the cursor pointer, save it. You can get this. You can see now it's not clickable. Now add a hover. That's why. So copy this one. Hover. And we say background color. Actually, I will go back up here to the variable and grab this color right here. This I'm gonna change it to HSL. So come down here, background, right here, paste right here, and now we set the color to this. So I'm gonna save it now. As you can see right here, but it's too harsh. I want to be a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna change to HSL right here, and I will change this one to 225, 9, and 92. Save it. And a little bit lighter. Now let's move to this one, the last one right here. So form submit width 100%. Save it. Just put some wrap around this button right here. So down here, you can see. Now I want to start this. Now should I give it a class or button block? Say choice 100% width. I'm still gonna add a little bit padding width, and the padding will be equal to the form inputs padding right here, the top and bottom. Padding 2 rem, all around, and font size 1.4 rem. So you match this font size for the input. Now I'm gonna hide this one by removing the active class from here. Now, once we get here, I'm gonna be side by side 2, as you can see right here. Finished product 2. So that's this media query right here. So first, the search in our flex wrapper, and I set the row flex direction we row, and then the flex wrap we wrap. Save it. Now we are here. Now we need to break it to half. So search, and then search, then now form group, since the form group wrap around the input form group, and then we want that to be half, so I'm just going to copy this one right here, and instead of 12 will be 6 count. Now we get this. We want to remove the borders and put them on the right side for this one and this one. This one will remain like that, no border. So I'll go down right here, say form group, and the form input, and border is 0, and border right. No, not border radius, right to be 21 rem solid text color. Now I want to remove for this one, so that a second child. So I'm gonna copy this one, should we copy this whole thing, duplicate it, shift alt down arrow key to duplicate it, and this one say n child, two, and remove this one, and then it's gone. And now once we get somewhere right here, we want to be 4. So that's our next one down here. So search form group, and then we can the form submit as a form, because we want all of them to be in our same line. Submit, say flex 2. I want the input to be bigger than the button. It says width 100% again, and max weight also 100%. Save it. Nothing changes. Phone group a dash. Now you can see. And then for the summit, we have to flex one. So these are twice the size of this. Now I want to add border right here and remove border right here. And there's no border right here anyways. So just so I said first one change the font size, so form group inputs and a form summit. Font size 1.2 gram, and you see the second one right here. Save this one. Save font size change a little bit, and I'll go back here for this one. Grab it. When we remove the border from it, come down here. After this 1.2 font size, and it's set to be 0.1 gram solid over text color. Save it. Border rights. Now, so let's expand this. As you can see, so taking shape like the finished project right here. Clickable, 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 search. Let's, yeah, okay. So that's the search area. Now we go to a location. So scroll all the way back up again. Go to location right here. But first, there's a code. You can see this code. So we can create this code. And we take a look right here. We had this code, image on the left, text on the right, text on the left, image on the right. And this one, image on the top, text on the bottom. So first we start with a code, and for our code right here, for example, location, add a code horizontal, code image left, and then have the code image right. So let's start with code. Set up code element, code class, give it background color to be the code location. So take a look. You can see it taking shape, the background color is showing. And a code header, code header. Set the heights to be 25 gram and max heights also. Max height. Position relative. Overflow. 80. Save it. You can see. Then go and grab the image instead of code header. Width 100%. Heights so 100%. Position absolute. top 0, left 0. Save it. I can see the image look that better. Now the code contents is this one right here. So let's do that. So go down here, code contents. Now it's a class, so put the dots. Code contents. Say display, flex, and flex direction. Become justify contents. Flex and nothing improve here is because once we get a larger devices, one second, as you can see, the image, the text, especially this button, need to be on the bottom right here. That's why the flex n added here from the mobile, so it can take shape and all the media queries. That's a code body, which is this part here in the code folder. Code body with a padding of 1.2, no 1.61. So 1.61. Okay, now the location. Now we start styling the location itself. So the row, location, and the row. And we're going to grab also the columns to remove the padding and margin. So as you can see right here, there's no space between any of them. So again, location, the row, flex, column, say padding 0, margin 0. 19. Okay, remove that space. And take a look right here in the design. This has some space right here. Push this one down. That's, they have a class also called location. So we're gonna say, but inside of the code body. So say code body, location, margin bottom with 2 rem. Save it. Now say push and down. And each one of these I'll wrap it around div for the class of icon text. Take right here, see icon text. So I'm gonna start with that. So first we start for the location one because it's bigger. As you can see, it's bigger than the rest. So now just grab this right here, paste it, choose the icon, text, and I, the font size 3.5 rem, save it, and these ones wrap around the span element. So grab paste the one I cut earlier, span, and that span element, and this we had a font weight, and the font weight to be bold, font weight to be 700, so it can be bold. Save it. As you can see. Now let's style all of this now. So it's a code body, icon, text, be display, flex, align item, center, and margin, bottom, 0. No, not 0. 0.4. As you can see. And I'll set a gap between this gap of 1. See a push that bit. So with that out of the way, now we're going to start the icons as color. So I'm going to copy this one again. So add color, button, and font size v2 and save it. So you can see. There's a margin right here. I want to convert because see we add margin to all of this, but the last one we don't need any border, so any margin. So sorry. So come down here. We say last of type, and the margin be 0. I see. So that is that. So that's good right here. Now once they get here, you can see now it gets here, around here, one be side by side. So somewhere right here. So that's the last media query. So this media query right here, 1401. So go inside the code right here. Say code, and we choose the horizontal. Okay, so code horizontal, and we display flex, display flex, save it. I see the images disappear. So we want to set all the header and the contents. The header hold the image and the content hold the text to be flex 1. So just copy this one, shift alt, and just duplicate it right here. So horizontal right here, so the code header. And just remove this one, get short code. Copy this one. The set, and this one will be contents. Contents. And when we flex 1, save it. Now you see, and you see the button see at the bottom. Now, if take a look at the design, the image rotates. So image on the left right here, image on the right. So for the image on the right, we're gonna get the code horizontal code, horizontal. Then we choose image right. And then we choose the code header which hold the image, and we set the order to 2. Now you see text on the left, image on the right. Let's see right here. Just add the manage style right here. It's right here. And then smaller stack and type of jump right here. As you can see. So that's the code and the location. Next is the listing. our listing right here, which is a tab. Since it's a tab, when we click on change, change. Okay, so going back all the way, going back and forth, all the way to the tab again, our listing right here. So we to the listing class, we say the margin, top and bottom 5 RAM, right 0. So we can do it this right here. Then the heading 2 right here. So listing heading 2, now class. So text line, center, save it. It's gonna save right here. Now let's work on the tab, which is right here. The tab item, tab link, tab content, tab section. We don't need to start the vertical because it's done already. We just need to change the button. It's gonna be right here, which we get to it. So okay, so let's start working on this part. So we get our listing and tab items, set display, reflects, justify content, center, align item, center, margin, 2 RAM, top and bottom 0, left and right, then some space right here. Now we're going to target each individual link right here to put some space in between. So we got a tab item, tab link, body in 1 RAM, save color, text, color, the transition, not transform, transition, color 0.35 second, ease and out. And then we'll add a hover effect to it. So tab link over color, now we're going to do the active one. Just duplicate this one, and I have the active class, which the first one has. It's gonna be the hover. Yeah, as you can see right here. Now let's add some space for this title right here. So listing h3, for the h3, is wrap it around h3, margin, bottom, 2 RAM. Okay. Now let's work on a tab. Right now it's right here, but we want to hide it. See, all of them are showing. I want to hide it. Let's say tab session. A tab session wrap around the entire section. For example, the home, this one wrap around these first 3, this one, and the apartment, the next 3. Tab session, display, none. Now once you have the active class, you're going to display a block. So right here. It remain like this. Say 2 2. Now you see this button overflows. So we're gonna fix that. It's fine right here. But before we fix it, let's do this button right here to change the color, as you can see right here. So go back up to your button. So we scroll back button right here. After button black, just go down. Say button. It had a button top class update with. So all that is just change the background color to not text. Save it. I see. Now see it overflows. So we're gonna fix that. And these are wrapped around our flex wrapper. If you take a look inside the HTML, close. No, you can leave this one open. See, flex wrapper. So we want to wrap them. So if there's no space, we can go tap on one another and then next line. So as you can see right here, there's no space. Right here it's fine, but right here, no space. So go down to your first media query, this one, and I find the listing, and then we're gonna grab listing class and a code and the flex wrapper inside. Then we say flex wrap, wrap. Save it. Nice. See, you can see right here. But once we get here, there's no space. I can see right here, there's no space. So we need to go back to our next media query to change that, to make it side by side. So 903, find the listing right here. And all you have to do here, you can say the listing called flex wrap. And then in this case, it's the flex wrap, no wrap. And that's it. Nice, like that. Now go one column, two columns, as you can see, and larger devices, look just fine. Now that's the listing. Next, the testimonial. So I'll scroll back up all the way to the tab right here. It's the testimonial, and we get started. You find your testimonial section inside our testimonial. News. Set the background color to be the text color. See right here. Go testimonial wrap around that section. So right here is that section testimonial. Yep. We have testimonial contents, that slider. And this is the testimonial image right here. So we're gonna grab that. Testimonials image. Set width be 100%. Height be 100% also. And then going to grab testimonial row. So I'm going to duplicate this one. Say margin 0. Align item center. Now remove the padding from this row right here. So grab this one again. Then call class asterisk goes padding 0, margin. So it touches the side of the page. You can see. Now we're gonna change the color of all of this. You see. Now we move to testimonial content, which wrap around this section right here. Testimonials contents. With your margin, file around, top and bottom 0, left and right, and color to be the global. As you can see. Now this is a slider. As you can see, we made a slider. We're going to code from scratch. So let's start styling it. Take a look right here. Say this one is slider. And give it has an ID. All of this, the wrapper, the items, and then testimonial content. We hold the actual testimonial. Add this icon right here. So let's do it. So after this, select my slider. It says width 100%, overflow to be hidden. After the slider, slider and slider wrapper. Say display flex. Say heights 100%. Save it. And we get this file right here. Now the items, slider wrapper item. Slider items. Flex shrink 0. Width 100%. Height be 100% also. Overflow, heading, and position relative. Now we want to grab the actual testimonial. Put that one testimonials. Instead of testimonials, the single contents. And then we're going to say text. I'm going to be centered. Save it. And you can see after this, we're going to grab this icon right here. We're going to copy this one. Paste it. I. So font size 25 RAM. Color testimonial quotes color position absolute tab 50%, left also 50%, transform translates negative 50%, negative 50%. Save it. You can see it right here. After this, another paragraph, I get italic and the font size. So I just want to grab this one. Font size be 1.6 rem. Font style italic. Save it. See right here. Look right up. Now I'm gonna grab the name. Paste this one again. And span is wrap around the span element. Margin tab in 1.2 rem, and the color will be the button VG color. Now we have these dots, and we're gonna do them right. So we'll wrap around the slider dots right here. So see slider dot and dots. Slider dots. Say display flex justify contents center align item center margin tab 1 rem. Save it. Nothing shows yet. I'm going to slide each individual dot. So slider dots and dots. Width and heights in 1.6 rem. Cursor pointer auto release. You keep sense background color the global margin right 0.5 rem. Transition or 0.35 second is and out. Save it. I have our that right here. That was clickable. And once it's active, so that's active. Change the background color. The button hover and the width and the heights will be 2 rem. Save it. Okay. So while we're here, let's just start our folder quickly. That minutes line of code. So grab a folder. So text align. Center and padding 2.5 rem and 1.5 rem. I can write, save it. And this mirrors is coding the channel next. It's wrap around span to give it this color. So I do that. So folder span color button. You save it. You can see right here. So that's the testimonial section. Now let's switch it to, now you can see right here it's still like a 1 column for our CSS for the column. It switched back to the half and half. So let me make one column. So that's the next, this first media query. So go back to the testimonial right here and say testimonials, and then the row. I'm gonna set a flex direction, 3 columns. Save it. Okay. And then again, get a row again, columns, and make them 100%. Just gonna grab this one right here, this 6, and change the 6 to 12. So it get 12 count. So 100% of everything. Save it. Now you can see. I went back. Now I'm gonna change this little bit, dot. So go down here. Say slider dots. Grab the dots. And our font, no, not font size, width and height, be 1.2, 1.2 RAM. And then when it's active, copy this one. And active 1.6. So we're gonna remain like this on these devices until right here. Now again, it's getting lived side by side. So with the last in the query we did 1440. So I'm just gonna copy this one real quickly right here. Just these two. And then right here, find a testimonial. This right here, and then this from column to row, and this one back to 6. So that's it right here. And then we'll remove the margin from the bottom and from this side. Okay. So with that, I'm grab a testimonial. Contents. Testimonial is the contents. Set a margin to be 0. And that's it. And the folder not fine. So this is the finished project. The CSS add a header right here, our button, a menu, tab, agent, right here, our tab, right in a folder. So next tutorial, we're gonna be adding a JavaScript to make this interactive. If I go to mobile, I want to be sure when we click this one sliding, and when we scroll down, it change the background color. I'm gonna make this drop down also appear, so you can choose and add a tab. So when you click this one, the next one will show. Click this one, it will show. Tab will show. And with that, also add the slider. Okay. So that's it for this week tutorial. Thank you very much for watching. If you make it to this end of the tutorial, thank you again. And if you have not already done so, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and make sure hit the bell notification icon so you'll be notified on next week when I release new tutorial. Thank you again for watching and have a great one. Bye.